Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. That saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear. And grace my fears relieved. And grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear. How precious did that grace appear. The hour I first believed. The hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far. And grace will lead me home. And grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years. When we've been there 10,000 years. Bright shining as the sun. Bright shining as the sun. We know less days to sing God's praise. We know less days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun. And when we first begun. Amen. We've had some people in this church that said they were raised up where that's the way they sang most of the songs. One person had an hymn book and they sang after what they sang. Anybody have a song on your heart?
Page 176.
There
appreciate you for listening to me. I'm glad that it's a man in my life, that I have to learn from, and I listen to them and learn from them. I thank God for all my elders, and even my brothers in Christ that are younger, taught me many things, and I thank God for each and every one of these guys. Just to be here on Father's Day, I know it kind of breaks my heart that neither one of my daughters are here, but God's got a reason for these things. I know Rachel's sick and she'll be here, but I just need you to just continue to remember my other daughter and her husband. They're not living a good life until this God stops. You won't, you'll fail, and you'll have trouble. And God will find a way and help them get you back in, but it's up to you to make that choice today. It breaks my heart to see them suffer and live the way they live when God can bless them and give them a fruitful life. So I thank God for being here this morning. Sorry if I was on here. But it's on my heart this morning.
Once like a bird in prison, I quit the freedom from my sorrow I read. But Jesus came and listened to me, and glory to God, He set me free. He set me free. He set me free. He broke the bonds of prison.
He set me free. It's not just something that can be said with idle words, but something I can feel in the heart. The Bible says when He sets you free, you're free indeed. So there's nothing like being free when you can feel it. It's easy saying that you're free and you can walk around and do these things, but when you feel it and you know you're free, it's a whole different ballgame. I wish today people in the world would understand and realize how free they really are. Quit binding themselves down, quit piling things on top of them, and assuming roles of everybody else. Just take what God gives you. And to do that, it make a big difference in your life. So we got a lot to pray about, church. We're getting ready to go to one prayer. And I ask you today to remember the Acker family. Brother Dean's going to come and visit with us on Sunday evenings. And unexpectedly this week, his son died. He was 33 years old. I watched that young man grow up. Don't know the condition of the situation that's going on, but I know these hearts kind of breaking. So please pray for that family, that God will just touch them. He had 3 kids, and it's a rough situation, but just pray for me. Just remember our elders. I know, Art and Sue had texted me earlier this morning and said that, Art is down in his back. So pray for Brother Art. Pray for the rest of our elders this time will be with us still, with all the sickness that's going around. Some are a little fearful of that, and I'm sure he understands, so just pray for him where they're at. That God will bless them. But we're thankful you are here today, and I appreciate all our visitors with us, hope you feel at home, and just follow the Lord. So anybody got anything else on their heart they want to mention before we pray?
I've got a cousin in Tennessee, she, had lung cancer, and, they thought they got it all. Well, it came back, and it came back worse than before, so, we wouldn't hurt her.
Scrimmage for both Paul. Somebody else?
Very good, I actually remember a guy I worked with, I believe it was Wednesday night, took his wife to the hospital. She had had a cough for a few months that they couldn't figure out what was going on. Took her to the hospital, they flew her to Ohio State Hospital, tried to fix her. 10 minutes in the hospital, and when I got her to Ohio State, and she died. 32 years old. Still don't know what happened. Just instantly died at 32. Young, happy woman. I don't know the condition of her heart, but I know that the husband's a little bit beside himself. So just remember that family and what they're going through this week.
Somebody else?
Thank the Lord for saving me, just continuing to lost and I think.
Just remember that. Somebody else?
Can you remember Emily in her last days of this pregnancy? Before she fathered the baby to the life?
New addition to the church, we look to pray for her. Somebody else? Hearts and minds clear, all those with unspoken requests, when you have looked at your right hand, those who are able to and will, gather around the altar, and do the Lord's Prayer, if you feel comfortable praying your seat. Welcome you, Brother Eric, would you lead us in prayer?
Dear God, Heavenly Father,
I do want to tell Happy Father's Day. In case your kids did not tell you, Happy Father's Day. Sometimes you get busy and they don't say Happy Father's Day. So Happy Father's Day. All right, we've got a song on the heart. Won't you come and sing whatever's on your heart, testimony, before you do that. And once you follow the Lord, this voice of your heart. Bring it together. Let's pray slow dance. I
wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be, because I don't have to be the old man inside of me, 'cause his day is long lived and gone. Because I've got a new name, a new life, I'm not the same, and I hope that he'll carry me home. Redeemed, you set me free. I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. Thank God, redeemed.
Who else got a song in the heart?
The world will try to tell you we sure don't have much to look forward to here, but I'm thankful that I've got a lot to look forward to. I've got eternity to look forward to. Thankful that God saved my soul. Satan whispers in my ear, why don't you just give up? The road is much too long, the way's much too rough. Oh, but I am determined to see my journey through. For up ahead in the distance, Jesus is in view. And I'm too near home to turn back now. And I've come too far to turn around. And I'm going where sweet rest is found. I'm too near home to turn back now.
Many friends and many loved ones are waiting there. I know how I long again to see them, for their faces to behold, and just to sit at my Father's table and to join that wedding feast with my brothers and my sisters. We're all God's family. I'm too near home to turn back now. I'm too far to turn around. And I'm going where sweet rest is found.
earthly father, he passed away in 2005. But my heavenly Father, I just want to thank him. It's Father's Day, and I just want to thank him for all he's done in my life. I had a heart attack this year, and it seems he brought me through it very well. And I just appreciate all the things in life. And this song is about those things, just a few things. The main thing is he saved me from a burning hell. Well, I got nothing else out of all of it but that. That's enough. I could never count the blessings that come from on high. They are far greater than all stars in the sky. Paper and ink would run out before I was through. If I may, I'd love to share with you just a few. He has saved me from a burning hell and provided for me so very well. Many times he has led me through danger I couldn't see. That's just a few things, just a few things the Lord's done for me. Too many times I look at everyone else, spending my time feeling after myself. How could I be so blind that I couldn't see? Jesus alone has shown favor to me. He has saved me from a burning hell, provided for me so very well. Many times he has led me through danger I couldn't see. That's just a few things, just a few things the Lord's done for me. Well, that's just a few things, just a few things the Lord's done for me.
Bless them, Lord.
I may have moments of unbelief, but I don't.
Thankful to be here this morning. Thankful for what we've done in our heart. You got your Bibles, go with us into Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 10, chapter 11. The Bible says, for the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed and waterest it at thy foot, as a garden of herbs. But the land whither thou goest to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven. A land which the Lord thy God careth for. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even until the end of the year. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I have commanded you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in the corn, and thy wine, and thine oil. And I will send grass upon the fields for the cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and that you turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, that the land yield not her fruit, lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. And that's where we'll stop reading. Brother Rob, you ask me if you would have prayer for you.
I agree. As a father, we thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to be in your house, Lord. We thank you for the call that have been found, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for your goodness and your mercy. We thank you for them that are here. Lord, just the way that we are, Lord, we never work together, Lord. Lord, keep the word that needs to go out. We pray, Lord, keep us, Lord, the passion, Lord, the word that will go out. And something, Lord, that
Lead your prayers this morning. We have thoughts on our heart. We won't be before you very long. We're going to give you just what God gave us.
Bless.
And the thought that's on our mind this morning, if the Lord will allow us to preach it, is does your field need rain? Does your field need rain? And we're getting into a spot out here naturally right now that we almost need a little bit of rain. It's been some dry. Things are starting to bog down a little bit. Things are heating up a little bit. And the ground, at least in my yard, Eric, is starting to crack open. There's some spots that are out there in my backyard. It's almost a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch wide, where it's starting to crack open. You start seeing things like that, it gets you a little worried with everything that's going on out there, that before long, if you don't get some rain, the grass starts to wither up and die. The plants that you plant out there starts to shrivel up. Things along those lines start to happen. If you're a farmer, that's a really rough season to be in, Brother Shannon, to go in a spot where you have no rain. It's kind of a catch-22. You have to have rain to sustain your crop, but in the same instance, you don't want to have so much rain that you can't do anything with it. But it just seems like it's a wet spring, and all of a sudden summer comes, and it just dries up, and the heat comes, and there's no more rain. That seems a little strange in the world we live in. But can you imagine where God was when he was speaking to the children of Israel here? Now listen, they complained and said, we're in bondage and we went out of Egypt. And God heard their prayer. And as he heard their prayer, Brother Holder, the Bible said, God sent a deliverer to come in and draw them out. God sent Moses in, and God promised them they'd go to a land flowing with milk and honey. They'd never seen it, Justin. They just heard about it. But while they were in Egypt, this is what the scripture said. You were there, you planted, you watered that at your feet, and you seen the harvest. But I'm going to take you to a land to where I water it. My eye is on it from the beginning of the year until the end of the year. That it's a land of valleys, it's a land of mountains. But I'll say this, even in all of those, I'm going to be there, and I send the rain. Aren't you glad today, church, that God still sends the rain when we need it? But I believe as he goes on a little farther, he begins to say to them, not only do I send the rain, but he begins to describe some rain. And he begins to tell them here, this 14th verse, the Lord allows us to get right there.
14th verse, he says that I will give you the rain of the land in its due season. Brother Eric, as I begin to think about that, that's pretty simple. When you start thinking about that, but sometimes we take for granted that rain that comes. He's saying, here, this rain that's seasonal. In other words, we know, that March and April, they're really wet months. Usually they say April showers, it brings May flowers. That's just the times of the season. I want to say this, church, I want you to understand in your Christian life and in your Christian walk, God sends the rain that you need at the season that you're in. I see your season may be different than what my season is. Shannon, we know it's June. We know it's Father's Day. That's the natural side. But I want to talk about the spiritual side, Homer, about the seasons of life that we dwell in. Every one of us have our own seasons that we go through, Ron. Some need more rain. Some need less rain. You say, what do you mean by that? Ever seen them in church, Ron? Where they just get so filled up, they don't know what to do. I sing to shout. I just sit and try. And they say, I just don't know what I should be doing. You almost say, I don't sit as much rain because I just don't know what to do. But church, that's where we need to be. To take self out and let God. These folks here were in a spot that they needed God to give them direction and God to give them guidance into a place that they'd never been before, Paul. They were going to this country that they heard about, that Moses told them about, that God promised Abraham and Isaac, that they were going to go to this land flowing with milk and honey. But these folks hadn't seen it yet, Eric, and they were wondering themselves, how's it going to be? Because when they marched out of Egypt, they took their physical possessions, and the Bible said they borrowed some things from the Egyptians. But what wasn't on their mind was how they were going to get water, how they were going to plant them seeds, how those things were going to happen, because they were going to a land that was flowing with milk and honey. In other words, they were going to a place that had everything that they needed, Dan. They weren't taking those thoughts about bringing seed, about planting seed, about watering it. And God had to show them, while you were in Egypt, I loved you and cared for you, but you did it by the sweat of your brow. As the Bible said in Genesis, he told Adam, what you sinned by the sweat of your brow, you'll work every day. By the sweat of your brow, you're going to be willing, and you're going to have to be obedient to do the things I say. But God is sharing with them. I'm taking you to a place that's got everything that you need. I water it. I bring in just what's needed. But you got to be willing to go. Church, it's the same way today. We know that we've got a promise of when we leave this life, if we're saved by the grace of God, we're going to a better land, Justin. When I leave this body, the last breath goes, the last heartbeat's gone, and they fold my hands. Eric, I'm going to a better place. But while I'm here, I don't want to get myself in my mind that I can't receive the blessings of God and have the rain I need in this season. Because I don't know about any of you, I need rain in my life. Again, I'm not talking about a physical rain out there. I'm talking about the raining of His blessings, the raining of His Spirit. I need that in my life. Without that, I'm empty. Without that, I'm just a lump of clay. But with that, I am His child. With that, I and Him are one. Aren't you glad He's able to send the rain we need? first rain was before harvest. That first rain was right before time of the planting of things begin to happen, Ron. How that first rain is when you got the seed to the ground and the water began to flow. There's nothing more frustrating to a farmer than to go out and spend hours sowing seed into a field, plowing the field first, getting everything just up and ready to go, only to plant everything and then not have a bit of rain, not have any water to sustain that. They go out there and they put water fields out there, like drainage lines to go out there so to hit the fields. You'll even see them in some places where they've got big farms, where they have a water supply that's right in the middle of the land, so that they can flood out everywhere. So why would it be, Brother Jared, that they would do all that work and then not have a bit of water to do it? It's foolish. It doesn't make sense. You'll yield no crop. There'll be no benefits. Church, I want you to understand this. There is benefits. Serving God. There's benefits. And seeking Him out. And when you do that, as Ron said, in your first fruit, it's worth it. You'll get a blessing from it. And He'll supply the rain you need. I'm going to be honest with you. There's times in my life that the sun seems like it's shining. The flowers look like they're blooming so big. They smell so sweet. The crops all around seem so good. And I don't think for 1 minute I need any rain. I think everything's just growing the way that it needs to be. Everything's just going just like it needs to be. Everything's fine and dandy if you'll have it. But then all of a sudden, I start noticing the ground as it starts to crack. And then as you start noticing that ground crack, like you start looking at the leaves of the flowers, of the petals, how they begin to turn color. And as they begin to turn color, it just seems like overnight heaven. You walk out one day, they're blooming, and the next day they're withered. And there's nothing there. They sucked all the water, all the nutrients from the soil, but they're dying on the vine. I'm going to say this today. There are some Christians that are walking this life that are dying on the vine. The vine's still alive, but ye are the branches. If you don't get the rain and the blessings you need in your life, you'll dry up.
That's right.
Amen.
You'll dry up.
Bless you.
We go out there and we water little plants. Velvet does great with flowers. From my perspective, she doesn't say she does, but I think she does. She's got a knack for that. But you can see, Dan, as they start to dry up, water, 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 water. Feed it with nutrients. Put it out in the sunlight. And before long, those brown leaves fall off and the bloom starts to come back up again. I wish today, Rob, that some Christians would get to a spot that they realize they've got to die out to see things in their life. Amen. That there are things in this life, Homer, that just bog us down. There are things in this life, Danny, that it's just not meant for us to carry. There are things in this life that we're just not meant to drag around with us, Jeffrey. I hope you learn this, son, as you grow up. You're graduated, you've got a good job, but you're going to be faced with hard decisions. You're going to be faced with difficult times. I want to tell you there's a vine inside of you. If you've been saved by the grace of God, there's a vine inside of you that is still blooming. And if you'll give it the right nutrients, in other words, if you give yourself unto that vine, it will allow you to grow.
That's right.
Amen.
I ain't for a bunch of churches that are dead. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to go to a dead church.
That's right.
I don't want to be a part of a dead church. He said that once He sets us free, we're free indeed. But He said that we're a lively stone. That we're funded into a lively hope. Ron, if we're alive, then we should smile. If we're alive, then Homer, there should be something inside of us that wants to bubble out. Now on the outside, it doesn't always look like there's something inside there that's alive. Sometimes I walk through this life, and I'll just be honest with you, I look like I lost my best friend. I'm open. My lips hanging down. I don't even know why sometimes, Ron. It just happens that way. People look at me, Kevin, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? You just don't see yourself. Well, you look like you're upset. Well, look in the mirror. Do you see that or not? I never noticed it. I start to thinking about things in this life. I start to thinking about the cares that are going on, Ron. I don't meditate on the right things. And before I know it goes from the inside, where there's something alive, up to the outside, this lump of clay, that is death. It's physical trash. It's going to go back to the dust where it came from. We've got a glorified body on the inside, Ron. That when we leave this life, we're going to live forever. And while I'm here, I want the world to see what he's done in my life. And I have to be able to experience some of his reign to get that. Now listen, he says, as he goes on, and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in the corn, thy corn, thy wine, and thine oil. In other words, the latter rain, that's the rain that happens right before you go to harvest it all in. That's the time when everything's grown to its fullest extent. Everything's come to the point where it's ready to pop. And God just gives a little gully washer. Gives a little bit more rain so that it grows up just a little stronger, turns a little greener, has a little bit more life in it. You ever been there before, church? Where you feel like God's just blessed and blessed and blessed, where it's just going good, and then you say, man, I walk out the service and I go, man, I don't think I've ever been to a service like that. It's been a long time since I felt something like that. And then you come back the next time and God just does it over and over and over again. And it was better than the first. I didn't think I needed any more of that. But God said, yeah, there's a little bit more you need. I want to give you that latter rain. Listen, I want you to understand, church, we don't know the seasons of how they're going to come. We have a calendar, how it works out, if you'll have it in a physical stance. But the seasons of our life, we have no control over it. It just happens. And when it hits there, I've been in some hot desert places. That's where I felt like I was so dry that I could blow the sand right out of me. But then God comes along, Homer, and He just overfills me in those mountains, in those valleys, from day to day, year to year. His eyes are still upon me, and He blesses, and He blesses, and He blesses. What a God that is. But there's been some times in my life I've had some winter months. In the winter, physically, everything dies out. Grass is gone, flowers are gone, crops usually gone. They have winter wheat, I get it. But for the most part, everything out there that we see at this time is gone. Then the snow starts to fall. Clouds get gray. Temperature gets cold. Physically. And you think, man, I'm going to go outside. We'll stay in here, it's warm, it's comfortable. I'm going to look out there. Statistics say there's more depression in winter than there's anywhere else. We see it. Fire department. That's when things happen. A lot of situations. But I'll say this. In those winter months, when it feels like nothing can grow, God sends the rain. It's supposed to be snow. It's supposed to be little flakes of falling. But God just sends the rain. Temperature comes up enough, and the rain comes down. And we think, man, why is there water? Why are we having this rain in winter? It doesn't make sense. Temperature drops tonight, it's going to freeze. Everybody's going to slide. It's going to be all ice. We've got an excuse for everything. But it's statistical. It proves out. I think we've gotten so much to that point in our physical life that we've done the same thing with our spiritual life. God, I don't need no rain in winter. Don't give me no rain. It's going to get icy out there, Lord. I'm going to slip, I'm going to slide, I'm not going to get traction. Daddy, that's the time we need the most. That's the time I need to be rooted and grounded the most, is when my winter time comes. When it doesn't seem like anything can grow. Church, I don't know about you, but I'm thankful for the one that got saved a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's been a dry spell. It's been a long dry spell. Hadn't seen anybody say it in a while. And we got used to it. Got used to coming in and having service. Got used to singing a few songs. Got used to having a message. Got used to a little handshake here and there. A little prayer, and out we went. Then the virus hit. We couldn't even come to church. You know what I've heard the most out of true from God? When this virus hit, and everything's going on, they didn't say, you know what, I've been super scared about this virus. They said, you know what I miss the most? Being in church. You know what affected me more than anything? Not being with God's people. You know what affected me the most? I enjoy the services as they go out online. You know what affected me the most? Not being able to sit in the house of God and feel that for myself right here. We're in winter still, church, in this world. It's hot, probably 93, 94 degrees today. Well, Shannon, it's a winter months. There's some dry fields. There's some spots that if God don't come along and send the rain, that something's going to wither up and we're going to die. They'll be lost forever. But there's some, Shannon, that's sitting on the vine, that has the opportunity to be in God's house, that has the opportunity to hear straight from the Lord, has an opportunity to feel His presence. I ain't talking about the ones that are nervous about the virus. I'm talking about the ones that are sitting right here. Sitting right here. That when you come in, you're not affecting anything. You're here. That's what I'm supposed to do. You remember the church? I'm supposed to be there when the doors are open. Appreciate that. I do. Really do. But what else? What else? There's got to be more than filling your seat.
Amen.
There's got to be more than just coming in and stepping in the choir loft, sing a couple songs and sit down and you're done. There's got to be more than teach a lesson and give what God gives you and then say, okay, my part's done, you're still sitting. There's got to be more than preaching a message and getting it out and walking away. There's more to this. We need rain. We need rain in our lives. Well, what kind of rain do I need? I'll say this. The Bible tells us in Psalms, Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain, whereby thou dost confirm mine inheritance when it was weary. In other words, when I felt low, and I felt like I couldn't go on, David said, God, you didn't just send me a little rain, a few little drops, but you sent me a plentiful rain. 1 Kings 18:41 says, And Elijah said to Ahab, Get thee up, eat, drink, for there's a sound of an abundance of rain. An abundance. Later on in that chapter, in the 45th verse, it says, And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heavens were black with clouds, and the wind, and there was a great rain. A great rain. Songs of Solomon, close with this, says, chapter 2, verse 11, For lo, the winter is past, but the rain is gone and over. Gone and over. Solomon is recorded as the whitest man in the Bible. He says, that winter is past, and the rain is gone. In other words, Solomon was blessed beyond measure. Could have had anything. Could have asked the Lord, Lord, give me all my enemies. Give me all these great riches. Give me everything, a palace on the hillside. And he said, Lord, if you give me anything, would you give me wisdom to discern right from wrong for this great people? And God just poured it on him. He said, because thou hast not asked for your enemies, Because thou hast not asked for riches, I'm going to give those to you. The Bible said the Queen of Sheba traveled many miles to come and view what was in Solomon's house. And he hid nothing back from her. And he showed her everything. And she said, for it's not been told all the great riches and things that you have here. The half's not even been told. She's seen it for herself. Church, I want you to see this ring for yourself. Don't get rain that comes off of your teacher. Don't get rain that comes off your son reader. Don't get rain that comes off your preacher. Get rain that comes from God to you. It might be seasonal rain. It might be the first rain. It might be the latter rain. But whatever it is, rain's good. And we really need it. This world is broken. It needs rain. They're going to and fro, trying to find peace, trying to prove points, trying to say everything to get people to hear them, to get people to listen to what they say is a cause. You know what they need? Rain. It's rain. If they get that good spiritual rain, and their eyes will be open, they know what they did. They know who they are. They know what the point is. Church, how's your feet? Do you need some rain? I don't know whether you use it. I gotta have some rain. God's been good in my life. I've been a wonderful life. 27 years of love. In my heart. I've got 2 wonderful kids. They love me. I love them. He's given me physical things. House, car. Be a part of this church. I can't thank him enough. When I look back, God has reigned in my life in so many ways. There's been some dry spells I've gone through. There's been some dry spells I don't think so. Even when I'm moving wrong, some rain. I don't need a kind word. I need to say, we're with you. Oh, help me. Nothing against anybody. Oh, help me. I need to hear from you. And I need God to sing. So Edward Sheila told me the words of the song. That was a message from Walmart today. Short and sweet. How's your feet? Do you need some rain? You need God to pour some things out on you. Maybe you don't even know right now what kind of rain you need. Okay? God's got it with rain, rain, and season. If you'll let Him share it, we'll overflow it. Mountains, Eric said it, and valleys, all there. I made them. I know they're there. I know they're there. But the land, whether you go to possess it, is a land of hills and valleys. And drink water of the rain. The land which the Lord thy God careth for. He cares for you. You understand that? He cares for you. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it. From the beginning of the year, even until the end of the year. From the start of your life to the end of your life, His eyes are upon you. You know what we say? You need rain. You need some help. You say, well, I'm not going through the valley. I'm not facing no hardships. Are you right where you need to be with God? Are you really rejoicing like you should be? Are you really intent and content about being a child of God? If you're not, you need some rain. Go ahead, church, stay and pray. So,